Is this better?
Yeah, this much better.
Can you hear me, all of you? I'll try it this way. Much better. Sorry about that. I'm from Denmark. So, can we start off with if I say N, you say G? N? G. N? G. Okay. If I say U, you say crane. U? Crane. U? Crane. Much louder. If I say U, you say crane. U? Crane. U? Crane. If I say N, you say G. N? G. N? G. Okay, we're ready. Yeah. Let me move on to my slides. This is not my slides. We'll get there.
Oh, I think we lost your slide.
My slides are gone. It's okay. It's okay. I want to talk to you about my 3 key ingredients for success, and they're there somewhere. Let me start off with a story. First off, it starts with passion. You have to figure out what you're passionate about. I went through 3 years of studying computer science at the university, and I didn't learn a single thing about web development. Everyone was excited at that point about native mobile apps. There we go. No? There we go. But I saw web as the platform that was interesting to me. Maybe because I started 20 years ago writing my first HTML page. And I found it very interesting back then that you were able to publish your own material. That was not a given back then. I mean, you had printers, but the web was brand new. And I thought it was awesome that you could write markup and share your own content. But I didn't really get into programming before I started at the university in 2010. So in 2012, I got my first programming job, and it was building a full-stack web application. And that's where the passion started for web, really. After university, I spent a full year managing a small team, rewriting a whole core product with PHP, with JavaScript, Knockout framework, and a lot of other things. After that first year contract, I decided I wanted to go into front-end development, be more focused on front-end. That's pretty difficult in Denmark. I relocated to a remote area where I grew up, and there are like these 2 big tech hubs in Denmark, Copenhagen and Aarhus. And Aarhus was 2.5 hours drive away, so that was out of the question for me. I went through 16 job interviews before I got my first front-end job. And even with that, once someone decided to give me that opportunity, I had to start from the ground up as a junior developer. Imagine that. I just spent 3 years at the university. I was just managing a team of developers, building a whole product from the ground up, everything from database to server side to client side. And I had to start as a junior developer because I knew nothing about CMS, e-commerce, all the platforms and frameworks for that. But I spent the time. I did the hard work. I learned from the best, spent a few years in marketing, building websites, e-commerce, a lot of marketing platforms. I spent time with some of the best graphical designers, brilliant project managers, and I learned a lot. So getting back to basics and out of my comfort zone, that was very rewarding to me. And that's where the passion started. And I was determined to be a front-end expert. So after a few years, I wanted to get back to more, how could you say it, more technical stuff, more advanced, because websites, they get trivial at some point. So I got to a full-stack consultancy doing .NET, doing big data, because it's difficult to find a really in-depth role only doing JavaScript, especially if you're not located in the tech hubs. But I still knew that I wanted to be a front-end expert. So The next job I got, it was being the lead web developer on a big framework, proprietary framework for enterprises. And that's my first Angular job with Angular version 4, I think, at that point. And this was only a year ago that I started working with Angular. And then, half a year ago, I started writing for Angular in Depth. That's my first article. Also a year ago, I had my first meetup talk in public. I did some internal stuff before then in companies. This was my first public speech at a meetup, Angular meetup in Denmark. And then 3 weeks ago, I was at my first conference speaking. And today I'm helping kick off this awesome conference, which is really unique. Because we have... So that's where these 3 things will get you. If you put in the hard work, if you're determined, you're passionate, you can get somewhere very quickly. What you can expect from this conference today is energy and motivation. I guarantee you will be filled with new ideas after this conference. You'll be motivated. You'll spend time with experts who are passionate, absolutely burning passionate about Angular. And every one of us cares about the community. We're all part of the community, and we want to share this day with you. So please, every time we finish a talk, we will be at the speaker's corner in the room next to the registration table. So please come in there, ask questions. Come join the workshops, make sure you attend the speakers panel in the end. And we are happy to have any questions about articles, about talks. Come talk to us. One last thing. This is my motto. I got it tattooed on my leg. And it sounds very serious because it's about living and dying, but what it means to me is you have to be, it's again about being passionate, put in the work. I mean, Alex and Max and me, we are all very passionate and we do everything 100% or not at all. So find out what you want to do, fully engage, or don't do it at all. Set goals. Be determined, put in the hard work. That's how we get success. And also squeeze in some time for the family. Thank you.
Okay.